What's going on, guys? Welcome to our live stream for the month of November, start of the month, November 1st. Welcome. We are live on Facebook, on YouTube, and on Instagram as well. So wherever you're joining us, make sure to drop in and say hi. If you are joining us on any of these platforms, just go ahead and comment below. Make sure that everything is working fine. You can hear and see me okay before we jump into kind of the live stream for today. I already see that Facebook looks good. Got a couple of people there, and then quite a few people on YouTube as well. If you are hearing and seeing me okay, just comment in the chat. If you're on YouTube, just let me know that everything's working well. And then let me check on Instagram. Okay, Instagram seems good. All right. Okay, so I already see about close to 100 people here in YouTube and Facebook combined. Quite a few people joining from different areas of the country. I got people from, let's see, got Brian Lamb from Denver, Colorado. Linda from Wisconsin, Pastor Don Acker Sr. from Oklahoma, William Ryder Jr. from Michigan, Lynette Rhodes from Arkansas. Yep, people from all over today. Awesome. Distinct Performance, local in Florida. Ashley Miller from Ohio, Illinois. Nice. Got a bunch of people here. T. Wallace from Maryland. Brittany Rhodes also just outside of Denver. Ashley Addy from Idaho. Wow, a lot of people from different places. Awesome. My Happy Viking from Utah. And then people from North Carolina, Chicago, Georgia. Nice. Awesome. Okay, great. Well, it seems like that everything is working okay. Let me know if you aren't able to hear and see me, but it seems to be working fine. Let's kind of dive in. Do you have a couple of announcements to make? It is the start of the month, so for those of you that have been following us, we just launched our Black November sale. So this year is our second or third time of doing Black November, so the sale will go on the entire month instead of just doing like a Black Friday. So you get quite some time to take advantage of the biggest promotion that's happening this year. However, I want to make sure that you are aware of the fact that we've structured Black November out in phases so that the sooner you get in, the bigger discounts and the better deal you're going to get, okay? Because inventory is limited and things are flying off the shelf even just from last Friday when we first launched it till now. It will be going on all of November, but the first phase, I believe, will end on November 8th, if I'm not mistaken. So you got another or November 11th, I think, or basically about a week and a half to 2 weeks since we launched it. But essentially, you got about a week left to take advantage of the biggest savings during Black November, where you get the steepest discounts and the best deals. That does expire and then go up in the second phase, and then if you miss the second phase, it will go up again in phase 3. But you do get pretty good deals all throughout Black November. One thing that again I would caution people to think about is don't wait till last minute. The sale is structured so that it's incentivizing people to actually get in early, right? It's like selling tickets for an event. The later you buy it, the last minute, or the more last minute you wait, the prices are actually going to go up. So it's not like a better deal is coming around the corner. I can guarantee you that. We've already laid out all the plans for Black November, so it is going to be much higher the longer you wait in terms of prices. So yes, I just got confirmation that it is on November 8th is the last day of phase 1. So it started on October 28th, last Friday. It will go till November 8th, which I believe is next Tuesday. So you got about the rest of this week and Monday and Tuesday to take advantage of the steepest promotion that's going on for Black November. I'll kind of go over just quickly what we're offering for Black November, so you get an idea of what you're getting in for. All right, in this first phase. So on the embroidery side, we do have 0% financing for payments as low as $125 per month, and free shipping, and free professional digitizing software. So what that means is not only are you getting a lower monthly payment, so we've kind of slashed some of the prices on the machines, you're also getting free shipping on all of the machines up to $1,500. So the larger machines you get, the more saving in shipping you get, because it costs more to ship larger machines. And you get free professional digitizing software up to $2,000 in value, meaning if you buy a single head machine, okay, if you buy a single head machine, you get a free upgrade to Chroma Plus, our second tier of digitizing software. And if you get a multi-head machine, you get a free upgrade to Chroma Lux, which is the highest tier that we offer here in terms of digitizing software. Chroma Plus is about $1,400 in value, and the Chroma Lux is about $2,000 in value. So altogether, you're saving upwards of $3,500, if not more, on a potential purchase for any embroidery machine package that you're getting in this first phase of Black November. Again, first phase only, October 28th to November 8th. Okay. After that, the prices are going to go up, and Chroma, the free Chroma upgrade is no longer going to be free. It's still going to be heavily discounted, but it's not going to be free. So you're not going to get a free upgrade to either Plus or Lux, depending on what machine you get, either a single head or a multi-head, respectively. You're not going to get that free upgrade that's up to $1,400 or $2,000 in value. Okay, so that's on the embroidery side. If you're into printing and you want to do like heat transfer, we also do have 0% financing going on for our Luminaris 200 white toner transfer printer. You might want to check that out. That's payments. We've also dropped the payments on those as well. 0% financing for as low as $105 per month. Okay, $105 per month. And that's going to be super helpful for people that are looking to get a white toner transfer printer. It's going to be $105 per month. As you get 0% financing, free shipping up to $800. All right, because you're getting shipping with a heat press and everything. It's going to be heavy, so it's going to be definitely some savings there. And you get an extra set of A and B paper, the transparent transfer sheet as well as the adhesive sheet A and B paper. You get a free pack of that, 100 sheets in there of A and B paper. So that's also a over $200 value. So you're saving close to $1,000. Or actually over $1,000, plus the payments are going to be lower. Instead of, I think, it used to be like $130, $140 a month. Now it's $105 per month. Again, only for the first phase, October 28th to November 11th. So get in as early as possible to make sure that you save on these free, extra things like the free paper and supplies that's throwing there, as well as the free shipping. Okay, the longer you wait, people usually think, well, a better deal is going to come around. Well, this for Black November, it's the complete opposite. The earlier you get in, the better savings you're going to have. And already hundreds of people have already taken advantage of the promotion. It's only been 3 days since, not even 3 days since we launched it. So it's definitely going to be important that you take advantage of that and get in as soon as possible. As you can see, even on the screen, you can see that the highest savings you get is from October 28th to November 8th, and then payments will go up. It will go up in phase 2 and in phase 3, and then you don't get as much of the paper and supplies. And also, by the way, speaking of supplies, you do get 20% off of the toner cartridges and paper if you want to stock up on extra toner cartridges and paper during this time. Okay, so again, the sooner you act, the more you'll save, as you see there on the screen. Okay, so that's kind of the announcements for Black November. It is our biggest sales event of the year, so definitely take advantage of that. And inventory will probably run out or be delayed. So the sooner you get in, the sooner you can get in line with the queue of getting your machine shipped out to you. Okay. Also, we do have a shop. We do have a sale going on shop.ricoma.com as well, on our online shop. We are offering 10% off and free shipping on all heat presses, sewing machines, and vinyl cutter. And 20% off of chroma and embroidery accessories. So if you're not buying a machine package and you just want to take advantage of some of the add-ons and accessories, which we'll kind of talk about in today's topic on how to use some of these accessories and other machines to complement your business and increase your profit potential, these are some things that you might want to look at. Either a vinyl cutter to do heat transfer vinyl, which then you'll need a heat press. All of that are 10% off, or a sewing machine to be able to embroider or stitch on and sew on patches onto caps. A lot of people do that with our sewing machines. All of that can complement your existing business and kind of open up different avenues for you to generate more revenue. If you're looking to kind of upgrade your digitizing and you already have a machine, maybe right now is not the time to buy another one because you've just got yours, then you can also upgrade Chroma for 20% off on the shop from on the Black November sale. Okay. If you're kind of getting into embroidery or white toner transfer printing, or you're looking to scale and maybe add on a second machine, maybe a third machine, we've got plenty of customers that are adding on at this time because they want to take advantage of the biggest sale going on and add on during this time and grow their business further. And so they're taking advantage of the savings there. All right. So that's that for the shop. 10% off of heat presses, sewing machines, and vinyl cutter. No code needed. It's going on all through Black November. So 10% off of heat presses, vinyl cutter, sewing machines. 20% off of Chroma upgrades for digitizing software. And Ricoma embroidery accessories like the 8-in-1 device, robot frame for shoes, and things like that, which I'll also kind of talk about. Okay. All right. Last but not least, one of the things that we're giving away today, we're actually giving two things, but it's going to be going to the same winner. It's going to be a free 5.5-inch Mighty Hoop starter kit and one 8x9 Mighty Hoop. All right. So you're not only getting a Hoop Master starter kit with a 5.5 square magnetic hoop, you're also getting an additional hoop 8x9 that goes along with that. So close to $700 in value, as you see there on the screen. So hopefully one lucky winner will put that to good use and with their embroidery machine to be able to utilize this and make their process more efficient. So thanks to our sponsors over there at Hoopmaster with this Mighty Hoop starter kit and the 8x9 Mighty Hoop. All right. Okay. If you have any questions on any of these sales that's going on for Black November, please feel free to contact our sales team here. We do have the link in the description below in the chat. Or if you have any questions that I can help answer for you, maybe anything about the sale, anything at all, you can ask during this live stream as well. Okay. All right, so moving on to kind of the topic for today, I kind of want to talk about the top 3 money makers for your custom apparel business. And so, for a lot of you, you're either kind of in embroidery, maybe you're doing something like sublimation or heat transfer, and you're kind of mastering one craft at a time, right? Which is fine, but I think I've talked about this numerous times on this channel that it's really important for businesses, especially in the custom apparel space, to become the one-stop shop. And there's small incremental ways and baby steps that you can do to achieve that. And I've really broken down the kind of scaling your revenue and therefore your profit into 2 different categories. In the first category, it's going to be variety, right? So if you're just doing, even within embroidery, you can expand with different variety of things that you can do so that you can offer more options to your customers, and that when they come to you with something, you have the ability to do it. That's in the first category. And in the category of variety, it can also be expanding into other apparel decoration methods so that you're offering not only embroidery, but sublimation or heat transfer or white toner transfer. All of these different things are things that can complement your existing business and therefore give more variety to your customers and therefore attract more business, more revenue, and more profit. So that's in the first category of having that variety out there. The second category to how to increase your profit potential is to increase your speed and your efficiency. Because as we all know, in this business, time is money. And so your ability to actually produce items at a quicker pace and be kind of more honed in to your production process, it's definitely going to be a key driver in your profit potential and how well you can scale your business. So that's another thing that I kind of wanted to touch upon, and examples of what you can do in each of these two categories. Okay, so the first thing that I want to talk about is in the category of in the category of expanding your variety, right? Having more breadth in your offerings so that you can attract, more revenue, more customers, and therefore more profit. So in this category, I really think about, some of the accessories that I kind of mentioned, which by the way are on sale on shop.ricoma.com for Black November. Things like the heat presses, the vinyl cutters, the sewing machines, right? Those are the things that can complement an existing business that's not that much in terms of an upfront investment, and especially with financing and and being able to kind of use any 0% financing, like that payment becomes very, very minimal compared to your existing business and your existing cash flow. So being able to kind of utilize like a heat press with a white toner transfer printer, with a vinyl cutter, with sublimation printer, all of these like little add-ons can make a huge difference. Even though it's not a huge investment, it can make a huge difference because now you've opened up the doors for your customer to be able to do sublimation, to be able to do heat transfer, maybe on things that you can't do, that you can't embroider on or print on, you can transfer onto it, right? Like mugs or plates, these hard surfaces that might otherwise be unavailable or unable to embroider on, right? But if your customers want some plates or other hard surface items, like you kind of see behind me, you got all these mugs, on the top shelf there, as well as kind of a plate right behind me as well on like kind of a decorative plate. All of those things are done with heat transfer. You can't otherwise do that with embroidery or screen printing, right? You can also do that with sublimation. So adding on these little things kind of opens up the doors in terms of variety that you can offer to your customers and be able to actually offer those services when they need it, and instead of going to someone else that might be able to offer that, and then therefore they take all of their business over there instead of because they don't want to shop in two different places to fulfill two different needs. So having the ability to kind of add on these little pieces will definitely help you. Even with things like sewing machines, right? Like if you do embroidery and then you do a lot of patches, you can, if you have a heat press and then you also have a sewing machine, which only about $1,000 or so. The heat press, about also right under $1,000 for a flat heat press. If you have those two items for total investment, let's call it $2,000 to $2,500 of total investment on top of what you invested on your embroidery machine. Imagine the possibilities of expanding that variety. Not only are you, say you're doing patches, not only are you able to offer patches just standalone, okay? Because a lot of people can do patches in bulk. They have a big embroidery area, especially if you have like a 20 needle machine or an SWD model from Ricoma. You have this huge embroidery area that you're able to do a lot more patches with in one run. A lot of people produce these patches in bulk and then they just sell the patches as is. Right? They can cut them out and then they clean it up and then they stack up these patches in a nice packaging and they ship those out. And they can charge $5, $6, $7 per patch depending on the complexity and the size of the actual patch. And that is, to me, is like one very viable way to increase your business without having to do a lot of work. You're letting the machine run, you set up your design, and you just run a huge run of patches. But that's only one way in order to kind of make revenue that way, right? Imagine if you had a sewing machine on top of that, right? Not only do you have the option to produce patches in bulk and just sell them as is, you also have the option, should a customer want, to not have to, get the patches onto their own garments on their own. They just want to buy a finished garment with the patch on it. You can imagine how now with a sewing machine, you can actually sew the patch onto a cap and make that look really nice. You can, with the embroidery machine, you also have the option to just embroider onto the cap, right? Now it gives you options. It gives you the flexibility to accommodate any needs that your customers might want. And depending on what they want, they can, choose and have different routes to go, whether it's the patch sewn on, a patch on a cap, depending on the design. Some designs are not, more conducive and easier to be done on a patch and then sewn on to a cap versus embroidered on the cap. So now you have that flexibility, right? And imagine on top of that, you add a heat press. Now you can have this kind of the glue on the back, or not the glue. I don't know the formal term for it, but essentially it's kind of like a hot peel on the back of the patch. If anybody knows what that's called, comment in the comment section below. But I'm sure some of you have done that. You produce the embroidered patches, and then you kind of have the kind of heat bond in the back of the patch, and have that ready, and then you can press that onto a cap also. So now you have 3 different ways to sell your patches. You can sell them in bulk, unfinished, right? You don't have the heat bond in the back, or you're not sewing it on, but you're selling it in bulk. You can sew it on to caps, to jackets, to shirts, whatever the case is, and you can heat transfer it on with kind of the heat bond in the back, right? You can also heat transfer it onto a variety of substrates too, hats, jackets, just as you would with a sewing machine. You can stitch that, it will give you a different look, but you can transfer that on to a variety of substrates as well. With a sewing machine, you can also sew leather patches that are like laser engraved. If you are buying like laser engraved patches, or if you have a laser engraver, even better, you can laser engrave them and then sew them onto a cap, and that will give you a completely different look versus just an embroidered patch onto a cap, right? So now you start getting options. And so things like the heat presses and sewing machines are only going to complement your existing business, and now it opens up the door to so much more than what you were just capable of just with embroidery. And so these other things is what I kind of bucket into the route of expanding your variety to kind of expand your business further. And even within embroidery itself, some of the embroidery accessories that we sell, which also very minimal investment, $300 for like an 8-in-1 device, to be able to do like pockets and sleeves. You can also, there's, I think it's about $800 for the robot frame, which is like a clamp that you're able to embroider shoes and clamp like totes and bags on. So when you invest like a couple of $100s onto these different accessory add-ons, which again, by the way, it's 20% off all of Black November on shop.ricoma.com. Make sure to check that out if you're interested. Adding on these other varieties of things, tools that can help you increase your variety of embroidered offerings are also going to give you more options, right? Like if a customer comes to you and says, I want to embroider a bag, or like a backpack, or I want to embroider a pair of Converse. Now you have those options to utilize the right tools to be able to embroider on that specific type of garment. If people are coming to you with like baby onesies and wanting to embroider on like sleeves or pockets, you can't really hoop that, and that's what the 8-in-1 device is for. To expand your offering for a minimal investment of like $300, you're now expanding your offering to be able to do these other things. And mind you, these other specialty type of embroidery in different places, you can probably charge more for that, because embroidering on a pocket or a sleeve or a baby onesie probably going to be a little bit harder to do than just like a regular left chest polo, right? And so you can charge more for the time that you'll be spending on making that order. And guess what? People are more than willing to pay for that specialty item, because not everyone can do it. So the fact that you're differentiating from your competition and expanding your offerings is going to add a lot more value to your customer base, and therefore retain them, and therefore also generate additional revenue that you wouldn't otherwise generate, and as a result generate more profit. So that's on the variety side, okay? And then moving on to the second category of things that you can do to increase your profit potential is what I consider on the speed and the efficiency, right? And there's tools to help you do that. For example, one of the most obvious ways is with the Mighty Hoops, with the Hoop Master, which by the way we're giving away at the end of one set of 5.5-inch Hoop Master starter kit, as well as the 8x9 hoop that goes along with that. You're with these magnetic hoops, you're now being able to hoop more consistently and hoop faster. And so instead of taking you, say, like 2-3 minutes to hoop a polo shirt, now you're taking 10 seconds. Now that time saving, over, the course of 1,000, 2,000, 10,000 shirts, it's going to save you a lot of time, and that time is poured back into investing in your business and growing it, and that, in a roundabout way, is going to increase your revenue and your profit potential, right? Because you're not spending as much time embroidering and kind of in the lab, so to speak, and you're actually kind of, growing your business. You're not working in the business, you're working on the business by not spending so much time kind of, in the weeds of actually doing the production process. You want to spend that time to, if the production can take care of itself, you're going out and drumming up more business, and therefore acquiring more customers to be able to kind of, grow your business further. So that in essence, speeding up your process. There's a bunch of tools that will be able to help you do that, and that's in that second category of speed and efficiency. Because if you can solve that problem, now you're cutting your production time in half. You're creating more time to grow your business. And then if you can couple that with variety and be able to offer a lot of different things to your customers, now you can see how that starts to become very powerful in being able to scale your business to the next level. And so that's kind of the two things that I really wanted to mention, and kind of get you guys thinking about how to think about your business, growing it in different ways, and the right tools and processes to help you get to that next step. Whether it's expanding your offerings by adding on these other accessories or smaller products that can complement your core business, or even expanding into another vertical like direct to garment printing or direct to film printing, right? On top of embroidery or sublimation, you're expanding into another area, another vertical that can cater to a whole other set of clients, and cater to your existing clients as well that might want a particular job done in a different way. They might want 10 embroidered hats and then 10 printed shirts, right? And so having that flexibility of different variety of offerings, using the right accessories and add-ons, using the right tools to help you get there is going to be critical. And then the second part of increasing your efficiency, increasing your speed, finding the tools that can help you just move faster in your production process. Things like the Mighty Hoops and the Hoop Master, things like the Gen 2 cap frame from Hoop Tech that we sell as well on shop.ricoma.com, to be able to hoop your hat more tightly and more in a more efficient way. All of those things are things that you can think about to be able to increase your speed and efficiency, and that time that's saved will be poured back into your business. All right, so I hope that helps. That's kind of the topic that I wanted to discuss today. The 3 money makers. I kind of talked about heat presses, sewing machines, the accessories like the 8-in-1 device. I think I talked a lot more than 3 different money makers, but just to get the ball rolling and your wheels turning about what to think about. Heat transfer is probably a huge one. Sewing machines is also a pretty big one that can give you that optionality for patches, as I mentioned. And the last one is just embroidery accessories. Embroidery accessories like the 8-in-1 device, embroidery accessories like the robot frame, Mighty Hoops that can increase your speed. The robot frame and the 8-in-1 device can increase your variety, and sometimes your speed too, because you're clamping down the items more efficiently. Those things are things that can really take your business to the next level and really kind of increase your profit potential. All right, so if you guys have any questions on what I just talked about, feel free to chime in the chat section below. Any questions on the sale, feel free to chime in as well. I'm now scroll through like YouTube and Facebook and Instagram just to see any questions that you guys have asked, just so we can start hammering those away and get some of those questions answered. All right. Yeah, so quite a lot of comments from YouTube. So I'm trying to go through these now. Let's see here. So Brian Lamb asks, is the MT 2002 8S still available? Yes, it is. We do have some in stock. If you're looking to upgrade, I'm not really sure of your situation, whether you already have a machine or you're looking to get your first one. But if you're looking either way, the MT 2002 is available. It's a 20 needle two head machine, 8S panel, which is our latest and greatest, and so that will definitely get you the top of the line in terms of a two head machine. Brian Lamb also asked, what about paying in full? Yeah, we have pay in full options, cash options. Just speak with a product specialist and they'll be able to answer that. Kristen Dietrich asked, is there any sales on digitizing software? Yeah, so as I mentioned, 20% off on the shop.ricoma.com. Again, shop.ricoma.com. 20% off of any digitizing software and upgrades from now till the end of November. All right, Brian Lamb also said, I have reached out and they haven't given me a price break for paying in full yet, so I haven't pulled the trigger. Well, I don't know who you spoke to. Maybe you can comment below who you're speaking with, and then our team can get that sales rep to get back in touch with you. As I said, the paying in full, cash, if you're doing like a wire transfer or a cashier check or whatever the case is, you can speak with a product specialist and they can get approvals for any discounts there. But you're still getting the free shipping. So, and if you're buying a two head, you're getting the Chroma Lux for free. So that alone is, $3,000 that you're saving, regardless of how you're paying. So. Yeah, instead of submitting another request, as someone from our team said, just comment below on who you spoke with. We can look up your information in our system and get that rep to get in touch with you so that you can make your decision. Okay. Legim Lugero says, do you have offices here in the Philippines and do you offer financing as well? So we do have a distributor in the Philippines. We don't have offices there. We have a distributor that handles that region. And whether or not they offer financing, you will need to speak directly with them. But if you don't have the distributor's information, which you should, you can just kind of search in your local area. They'll probably pop up. But if you don't, you can contact us, on our website, ricoma.com, fill out a contact form, put in your country, and then your inquiry gets routed to the corresponding party. Carla Wood, what about getting more videos on the 20 needle machines? I think we have a couple already, but sure, we'll definitely kind of produce more. They're pretty similar though, so it's just 20 needles and a new panel, which we have videos on the 8S panel versus a 15 needle. Sandra Vance says, what hoop should be used to embroider a men's toiletry bag? Don't know the size of it, so I would just use the right size hoop that can fit whatever design you're doing on that bag. Diana Acker says, what are the best colors for items to print on with the 100 printer? Not sure really what you're referring to on the 100 printer. If you're talking about the Luminaris 200 white toner transfer printer, it can print full colors. So it really doesn't matter what, color you're transferring onto. Swanson Fine Arts asks, so how do you apply for the financing? Again, speak with a rep. They'll send you the application. Takes literally 5 minutes to fill out, and you'll get an answer. Other embroidery machines, brother, and don't have those issues. So it's so commercial machines, the tension is very different, and the way that tensions work are also very different. I would really recommend you to speak with support, and also do a tension test. That's what that test is there for, to be able to understand where it is that you need to adjust. If you don't know what you don't know. So the fact that you're saying, the brother machines don't have these tension issues, you're probably, more well versed in the brother machines than you are on the commercial ones. But all commercial machines are very different than Brother or Janome or Baby Lock. All of those are hobbyist and home machines. And so when you have a commercial machine, the tension, it needs to be carefully calibrated, and it's probably done very differently than a brother machine. So just knowing, if you don't know what you don't know, you just got to know what to do to find the right things and to adjust it accordingly. Whether that's adjusting top tension in your threads, whether that's adjusting the middle thread module, which adjusts the tension across all needles, whether it's adjusting the bobbin tension, all of that is probably very different than a hobbyist and home machine. William Medina, receiving my MT 1501 tomorrow. Super excited. Awesome. Yeah, Swanson Fine Arts also asks again about how to apply for financing. Again, speak with a rep. They'll send you the application. Nikki G, how do you sew the patch onto a garment or cap? We have like 3-4 videos on YouTube showing you how to do that. It'd probably be better than my explanation or attempt to explain here. So I would definitely recommend checking out the YouTube channel and just searching, Ricoma patches, and then you'll come up with a bunch of videos on how to embroider, sew them on, or even heat transfer them on to garments. Back row center, just got my MT 1501 set up yesterday. Can't wait to get it going. Definitely get your training scheduled. Complete your pre-training and get your training scheduled. That's what I would definitely recommend. Awesome, great. Okay, so I see most of the questions are answered. Midwest Sign and Graphics, we love our CHT2 1504W. Nice, got a forehead. Ada says, no other company keeps us in the loop like Ricoma. I'm pretty sure you're right about that. Okay, Rin Stitches, creative and unique embroidery asked, we bought the lasers to put on the MT 2002 8S, but can't figure out where to place them so that they make sense, and they only turn on when tracing. So how do you calibrate them? So yes, good question. So one, the lasers are just connected through through the plug that's, I think, right next to the control panel. Right, there's a little plug that's like a little wire that's hanging out. You simply plug it into that, and then the base of the laser is a magnet. So you just place that magnet on the body of the machine and aim the laser at the needle plate. That's what you should do. Aim the laser at the needle plate. And yes, it does only turn on when it's tracing, because that's really the time that you'll need it. Otherwise, when it's turned on all the time, the laser kind of like, you don't want it to keep on being turned on, so it kind of burns out and has a shorter life, rather than just turning it on, and activating it once it's tracing. So once it's tracing, as long as you have pointed it at, you can calibrate it by, doing the trace and seeing that the laser is showing, and just point the laser at the hole in the needle plate. that tells you where the needle is going to go. So then visually, when it's tracing, you'll know kind of where the laser dot is going to land. But to calibrate it, you literally just you plug it in, put the base onto the machine body on the metal part because it's magnets, it sticks to the metal, and then just point the laser at the needle plate, and then use the trace function to then see how you're lined up with the needle plate. The actual laser dot needs to point to the hole of the needle plate. John Blair says, we bought the RI 2000 DTG a few months ago, have only had it working at 100% once or twice, even though we maintain it every day. Any tips on getting the white head to work? You'll need to really speak with a support team because we don't know if the head is clogged. We need to do some diagnostics, and from the log we can see what kind of maintenance you're doing. Maintenance is important, as it is with any machine, but probably especially true for DTGs, so that your white ink doesn't clog the machine head. The print head, which is the most expensive component. So you need to really speak with support and get them through the diagnostics and see how your machine is performing. Gabrielle Lowther says, which is faster for bulk production, the DTG printer or white toner transfer printer? Great question. And I think if I were to pick one, I would probably say the DTG printer. It really depends on your setup. Actually, maybe the white toner will edge out like a tiny bit. This is because both processes, they have their nuances, right? With DTG, you need to pre-treat, so that takes up some time. You need to cure the garment after the pre-treat. With white toner transfer printing, you don't have to pre-treat, so you save that time. But you're doing like a two-step process. You're first transferring onto the transparent sheet, and then you're transferring onto the garment, and then you're then transferring onto the adhesive paper, marrying the A and B paper, and then you're peeling it and then transferring it onto the final garment. So there's like two or three steps in there in the transfer process. Versus DTG, it's a pre-treatment, and then you just print, you load and print, and then you cure after. So each has about its 2-3 steps in the process. I would say it really depends on your setup. The key for white toner transfer printing is you got to have enough heat presses, because the printing process is very quick. You can print sheets after sheets after sheets of just transfer paper with the design on it, and then and the more time consuming part in your production process is actually the transfer part. With DTG, it's the time consuming part is the pre-treatment and the curing after. The printing part is also pretty automatic once you load it onto the garment. So in terms of speed wise, I would think they're pretty equal. Maybe one or the other might edge out depending on your setup. But the key for either one is the number of heat presses that you have, because a lot of times the printing process is pretty quick, but it's your curing of the pre-treatment if you're using DTG, curing of the marrying the A and B paper if you're using white toner transfer, and all of that depends on heat presses. So the more heat press that you have and the more kind of setup you get, you can see that the bottleneck is probably in the heat pressing part. So if you have multiple heat presses, you can press one and then start the other one simultaneously, versus if you just have one, your bottleneck is going to be in the heat press. So that's what I would say as to the nuance of the speed for bulk orders. But I think either one could be a good option to go with. I would just say that it really depends on your needs, because white toner transfer, you can transfer onto a variety of substrates, right? DTG obviously just flat surfaces and garments. That's why it's direct to garment. You can't print on like mugs or other hard surfaces, and caps and things like that, which you could do with a white toner transfer printer. You can have a cap press, you can print the design and press it onto caps. We've done like 100 kits caps or something on our channel showcasing how to do that. So you definitely do that with the white toner transfer printer. But white toner transfer printer, it has a different feel. It has more of a hand feel. When you run your hand over it, it does feel like a transfer layer, like even though it's very thin. Versus direct to garment, it's more infused within the fabric because it's directly onto the garment and printed onto the garment. Ashley Miller asks, can you explain the differences in the software levels other than just price? What can be done with Plus that can't be done with Inspire, etc.? So I don't have the list memorized on the top of my head. There's a huge comparison list that our team can probably send you. It's on the Chroma page itself on our website. It compares all the features of Inspire, Plus, and Lux, and all the checkboxes that you can see of the things that you can do. Some of the things that I know off the top of my head are that, for example, Plus and Lux can do things like applique and the 3D puff, and has more control over the different types of stitches that Inspire doesn't allow you to do. So those are just simple differences of like being able to do applique, being able to do 3D puff, being able to kind of have more control of the tools and make it faster. Those are specific things that are able to be done on these higher tiers of Chroma that otherwise can't be done on Inspire. Again, for a full breakdown of comparison, I would encourage you to go on the actual page, because it will actually give you a whole list of comparison on the different tiers and what features they have and don't have. Janine Cotton asked, if you're not using the DTG printer or white toner transfer printer machine every day, which one is better to have? Definitely in this case, the white toner transfer printer. Why? Because it needs no maintenance. Because it's using toner and not ink, you don't get these clogging possibilities if you don't use it frequently and don't maintain it. So there's a lot less maintenance on the white toner transfer printer. That's for sure. That's hands down. So especially if you're not using it very frequently and you don't want to go to the hassle of having to do the maintenance, then white toner transfer printing would be the better option to go with. Again, each has its pros and cons, right? They're more so complementary, but if you're just choosing one or the other because of your circumstance of like not using it as frequently, probably a white toner transfer because of the lack of maintenance that's needed. That being said, again, it's not the same given that DTG has a different feel than white toner transfer, right? And so that feel, if that's important to you, then probably DTG is the better route to go. So it just depends on what factors are most important and are priorities for you, depending on your circumstance and your business. Ashley Miller asks, if I haven't downloaded Inspire yet, am I able to contact my sales rep about upgrading? Yes, contact your account coordinator. You should have been introduced to an account manager, account coordinator after the initial sale, and they will be able to handle any upgrades. You can also upgrade directly on the shop if you want to get that 20% off, shop.ricoma.com. And you probably would have gotten a serial number, even though you haven't activated it and downloaded it. You probably would have gotten a serial number for Chroma Inspire that you got, and then you just put in that serial number on shop.ricoma.com on the Chroma page as you're checking out, and and then when you're upgrading to the next tier or the highest tier, it will give you that option. It will put in your existing serial number, it will validate it on the back end, and it will give you that upgrade. So then you get a new email with the new serial number, and then you can download Chroma and put in that new serial number so you can get the next tier that you're upgrading to. Sandra Vance asked, "Is there another software to purchase to get more fonts?" You can import fonts into Chroma. If you guys don't know, you can import fonts, true type fonts into Chroma. Lynette Rhodes says, with the white toner transfer paper, do you need a heat press too? Of course, it is heat transfer, so you definitely need a heat press. That comes with your package though. So we have two packages for the white toner transfer printer, by the way. The Essentials package and the Pro package. They come with different heat presses and different supplies along with it, and also different types of training. For the Pro package, you get hands-on training. You get live training with an instructor. With the Essentials package, you only get video training. You get, I think, longer warranty on the Pro package too. So something to consider. And but all of those packages come with a heat press because it's an essential part of the overall white toner transfer process. Big Boy 80 asks, "Can I put Chroma software on two computers?" Yes, you can. You can activate them on two computers. You can't use it on two computers simultaneously. All right. Once you try to use one, it will tell you to log off of the other one, and you can do that right from your software. But you can install it on two computers. I bought so Carter Woods. You're trying to Carter Wood is asking something that is very specific about merging your accounts. You would just really need to get in touch with our team, and our team on here can make a note that you bought your 20 needle machine under your name, but your husband got the white toner, and now you're trying to use it for the same business. How can you merge them to be on the same portal? Yeah, that would have to be a manual change on our end. Unfortunately, we wouldn't know that, and our system wouldn't know that you're two different people with two different email addresses and everything. So it's establishing two different accounts for you. But if you want to merge it under one, it will have to be a manual process. But our team here, take a note of that, and we can look into it. All right, let me see if there's any questions on Instagram here. Big Vince 51. Do you have a trainer in North Carolina? I believe we do. We also do trainings here. But if you want someone on site to travel to you, we can definitely look into that. There will be a fee, but you can get in touch with our team here. So Ricardo Vivanco asked, I finally got my ST10. I'm assuming that's the EM1010 because the ST10 is just a stand. I got my EM1010. I'm excited, but I haven't finished the pre-training videos. Is there a way to schedule a live training session in Miami? You don't want to do Zoom. That's fine. You can come into our office and do the training, but you still have to schedule that. You have to schedule the actual training after you finish your pre-training on your portal. Nobody can schedule the training until they finish the pre-training, so that we make sure everyone's on the same page in the actual training. But after that, you can schedule a live training, in person, in Miami. It will give you the option to do that, provided that you finish your pre-training on your portal. Chavez 223. How much is the sewing machine with the touchscreen? All of our prices are on our website, so shop.ricoma.com. Again, shop.ricoma.com, 10% off of all sewing machines. Just check it out there. Big Vince 51 says, "Do you guys have a warranty online to read before buying your product?" Yes, I believe it's ricoma.com/warranty. All right, let's see if any questions on Facebook. Terrence White, how do you know the correct tension when attempting to stitch a design? Again, if your tension is set properly using a proper tool, either a tension gauge or doing the tension test, you would probably stitch out both designs properly. Deborah Pegram asks, what can I do when at least 7 needles stop sewing after 3-4 stitches? Thread path is correct. So there's a couple of things. There's many different things that could be looked at. Your bobbin, because that's the common denominator across 7 different needles. Your bobbin is probably not correct. It's unlikely that all 7 of your thread paths are incorrect. It could be the thread break sensor. It could be the fact that you don't have the thread properly installed around the thread break sensor wheel. I would really recommend getting in touch with support and having them take a look in a video conference to see what is your setup actually doing, so that they can guide you towards the right solution. John Dean, do you think a website is needed for an embroidery business? Absolutely. I think it's needed for any business. Everu Tuko, how can I buy the 2-head embroidery machine and have it shipped to Zambia? Contact our team, ricoma.com/contact us. Fill out the contact us form. It'll get routed to the right distributor or person that handles your region, and you can get in touch with them to be able to get the machine. Wendy Thoen, is there a way to purchase replacement parts such as screws and knobs for my Ricoma 1501TC? Yes. It's go on our support page, ricoma.com/support, fill out a form, and the parts department will kind of take care of your inquiry. James Petty asking about how to properly add a new hoop to the 8S panel. Yeah, I believe we have a series of instructions on YouTube on that, but if not, contact our support team. They can walk you through how to add a custom hoop size onto your panel. Craig Johnson asks, hello, my wife attended Deco Summit and purchased the video recordings. How and when are those being shipped? So they're not being shipped because there's not a physical copy of any CD of any sort. But our team is in the process of editing those recordings. And I think we'll probably be ready within the next couple of weeks. Maybe 1 to 2 weeks they should be ready. It's only been close to a month, not even a month yet, from Deco Summit. So we obviously have to sift through a lot of footage and kind of properly edit and sort all of these recordings. But they should definitely be sent out to you probably within the next week or two. The way that you access this, you get an email, your email that you signed up with Deco Summit, and the email will be sent out to you with your username and password to log into this portal to access your recordings. All right. I don't see much other questions from YouTube. From Facebook. We're kind of running up to the top of the hour here. I'll kind of answer a couple of other questions and then wrap things up, do the giveaway, and then be on our way here for the first live stream of November. So let's see on YouTube. The Gated Dock LLC just purchased an MT1501. Nice compliment to my 4-year-old EM1010. Awesome. Maybe the next step you'll do is upgrade to a multi-head. Davey Mero King, do you guys will have a Black Friday sale? Yeah, it has already started. If you missed the first part of this conversation, we'll kind of recap what the sale is at the end of this. But yes, we do have not only a Black Friday sale, we have a Black November sale. So the first phase again ends on November 11th. Sorry, November 8th, and that's going to be the biggest and steepest savings that you'll have for Black November. Wendy Dawson, do you guys set up embroidery machine when it's delivered to me? The machine is set up. You gotta set up the stand, and you gotta thread the machine. It's pre-threaded, but you gotta probably easier to explain to you in the actual pre-training video. But essentially, it's pre-threaded in most of the path, You have to pull it through the needle and then put on your cones. You got to set up the machine that way to put up whatever cones of threads that you need to do, and you got to set up the stand. But most of the machine is pre-threaded for you, and the machine is already set up for you, but you got to set up the stand. Carlos MD98. What is the Black Friday out the door price for the Luminaires 200? I see 4K. I'm not sure if it's 4K or not, but I believe it's 125 per month with 0% financing. That goes for 60 months. So you do the math. I believe that is 6,300 for the entry level package. So is that right? 6,300. Oh, sorry, it's 105 per month. 105 times 60, yeah, it's 6,300. So 6,300 for the essentials package, and for the pro package, I believe it's 6,600. So a couple $100 more, but you're getting a better heat press, more paper. So you're definitely getting a lot more value for a couple $100 extra, which I believe is like $5 extra per month. So at the door, it's free shipping. So that's essentially your out the door price at 6,300. So take advantage of that. Again, only in the first phase from October 28th till November 8th. So after that, the prices are going to go up. So your out the door price is going to go up as well. Chip Schweiger, thanks for doing this live. We just got the EM1010 and are excited. Awesome. Glad that you are joining part of the family. Sandra Vance, how do I replace the light on the TC1501? There's a short or it needs to be replaced. That's a support question. Get the part and then they'll walk you through. I probably have a video on that on how to replace the LED light. Brian Lamb, do you do in-person trainer at Denver metro area? If you're looking at a two-head machine, Brian, because I remember you mentioning that you were looking at a MT 2002 8S. If you get a two-head machine and up, any multi-head machines, we send someone to you for 2 days, okay, to train you and your staff. So if you have staff, we'll train you and your staff. If it's just you, that's fine as well. But for any multi-head machine purchases, we actually go to you for 2 days in your shop or your home or whatever, where you have the machine and train you for 2 days. For single head machines, it's the live online training. So when you say like in-person trainer in Denver Metro, yes, we do. Not for single head machines. That will be an additional cost if you do decide to get someone to go to you. But for 2 head machines and up, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 12 heads, all of those multi-head machines come with 2 days of live training in person with a trainer. So we will go to you. It doesn't matter where you are. We've flown out to Hawaii to train and Alaska to train. So it doesn't matter where you are, as long as you're purchasing a multi-head machine, we'll go to you for 2 days. Which, by the way, it's a huge value add. Like that alone is like $2,000-$3,000 of value right there, because of the fact that other companies will charge you like $900 per hour of training, and they only train you for like 2-3 hours. And so you're paying out of pocket, $2,000-$3,000 already on that 2-3 hours of training, and you're paying for the flight, hotel, and all the food. So with the 2-head machine, with the multi-head machine and up, if you get any multi-head machine, all of that is included with our 2-day training on site at your location. Juan Garcia de Jesus asked, the white toner printer, is it a 2-step process or 1-step? Does it have issues on registration? So it is a 2-step process, but what you're describing on the registration issues is that's not part of the 2-step process. The why it's called a 2-step process is because you are printing out the transparent sheet first, and then you're mirroring that to the adhesive sheet. There's not going to be any registration process in that sense, right? Or not any loss of registration issues on that process. And then when you're transferring onto the garment, there's not going to be any registration issues. What you're describing when it comes to registration issues is if you have to print the colors first and then put the paper back into the printer and then print the white. That you might have registration issues, and that's not the case with the white toner transfer printer that we have here, the Luminaris 200. That's not a two-step process in that sense, but it is called a two-step process, two-step heat transfer process, because your heat transferring, you're marrying the transparent sheet and the adhesive sheet first, and then after that you have a finished piece of paper, and then you're transferring that onto the garment. So it is a two-step process in that sense, but that two-step process does not involve any sort of registration issues that you might run into. What you're describing is registration issues when you have to print the design twice by printing the colors first and then reinserting the paper and then printing the white. This, it's printing white and colors in one go. Belen Gomez, I need a 1501 embroidery machine. What are the monthly payment facilities, and how much would it be apart from how long the training will last? With you last. Okay, so the payments are as low as I believe I mentioned that already, $125 per month on the embroidery machines. That's with the EM1010. Again, in only the first phase of Black November, it goes up to, I believe, like $135 per month if you wait till last minute. So that's on the monthly payments. It is for 72 months, so it's quite a long time. You can always prepay it. There's no prepayment penalty, which is a great thing about this financing program. No prepayment penalty. You can pay it off as early as you want. You can finance it, pay it off the very next day if you have the cash flow to do it, or you can drag it out for the entire 6 years and have that flexibility to be able to save your cash to invest in other areas of your business, all at 0% financing. So it's like free. It's like free money, not having to pay interest on it. So you can have the flexibility to do it earlier, pay it off early if you don't want that debt, or you can pay it off as drag it out for the whole entire duration of the loan without any interest, right? As long as you're making your payments on time, so you can't just pay, go 6 years without paying anything. If you're paying your monthly payments on time, you can drag it out for the entire 6 years. Training, if you're buying a single head machine, it does last about 2-3 hours on online training. If you're buying a multi-head machine, as I just mentioned, we go to you for 2 days. Each day will be about 4 to 5 hours of training. Okay, I think that's pretty much it. There's like a couple of other questions on YouTube. Is there a package with MT1501 plus heat press, or do you have to purchase separate? You do purchase separate, but you get 10% off of the heat press anyways, so. Antonio Haggins needs a rep to reach out twice. So if our team here can just make a note, look it up about his info and get it to the right rep to contact. Cindy Coleman, what file format does the Ricoma use? I'm coming from a brother that uses PS. Great question. Ricoma uses DST files, all right? And I think, yeah, Edgar down there answered as well. File is DST. So yes, you do use DST files. PS will not be compatible. But if you have digitizing software like the one that we offer at Chroma, with Chroma, you can convert different designs into different formats. It's better if you have the original design though, so that you can actually kind of convert it better, so it doesn't run into any corruption issues in the conversion process. Joey Joe, is this promotion for clients worldwide and from France? You will have to speak with your French local distributor. They control their own kind of financing and their own packages. All right, so that's it for us for today on the Q&A and the questions there. I did want to wrap things up, as some people were joining late, they didn't really get to know our Black November sale. That's very much in the midst of going on right now. So I did kind of want to recap that. For those of you joining late, we have launched our Black November sale, which, by the way, is the biggest sale of the year that we have. It's broken down into 3 phases. Phase 1 will go till November 8th. And then there's phase 2 going till November 21st. and then phase 3 till December 2nd. Sorry, phase 1 going to November 11th actually. So you got a couple of extra days. So I kept on getting confused between November 8th and November 11th. So I believe that's next Friday is the end of the first phase. So you get first phase, second phase, and third phase. The heaviest discounts and the best deal that you're gonna get for Black November is going to be in the first phase. I can tell you that without a doubt, that the promotion is structured so that the people that get in the earliest are going to be most incentivized, okay, because of getting in early. So you're going to have the lowest monthly payments. You're going to have the highest discounts. You're going to have the most freebies that you'll get. As a simple example, right? On the embroidery machines, you get $125 per month on the 0% financing. If you take advantage of the elite savings phase in phase 1, $125 per month. And you get free shipping up to $1,500, and you get a free Chroma Plus if you buy a single head, free Chroma Lux if you buy a multi-head machine, right? All of that is like, added on to your lowered price. If you are going into phase 2, once November 11th ends and we're going into phase 2 of Black November, the payments are going to go up. It's going to go up $5 to $130 a month. You're no longer going to get free Chroma licenses, but you still get 50% off of Chroma upgrades. Okay, still a good deal, but nowhere near as good as getting a free Chroma license upgrade for either Plus if you get a single head or Lux if you get a multi-head, right, in phase 1. And if you miss even phase 2, the payments go up again to $135 per month, and you still get free shipping, and you get 25% off of any Chroma upgrades. So it went from free upgrades to 50% off of upgrades to now 25% off of upgrades. So you can see how the later you get in, the less savings you're gonna get. Still a great deal, even if it's last minute. But why wait? If you're on this live stream right now and you're listening to this, why wait till December 2nd and wait a month to get to potentially save $1,000 less, right? You can save probably upwards of $1,000 to $2,000 more if you get in now versus later. All right, so that's on the embroidery side. $125 per month from now till November 8th. Make sure that on the website it says 8th, so that's what we'll go off of. Make sure that you take advantage of that before the prices go up and all the freebies kind of go away. All right, so that's on the embroidery side. On the white toner transfer, because a couple people asked about white toner transfer printers, make sure that you take advantage of that as well if you're looking to get into printing or expand your product lines. As I mentioned, the three top money makers, expanding your variety of offerings to your customers. White toner transfer is a great way to do that. For that package, for the first phase, you get payments as low as $105 per month. Okay, $105 per month. That's going to be the lowest payment that you'll get for Black November. You have two choices: the Essentials package or the Pro package. All of that is going to have 0% financing. You get free shipping, and you get an extra set of A and B paper that's worth $200, $219 to be exact, for purchasing that package during the first phase. If you wait, not only is the payment going to go up, right? But you also don't get the free paper. So I think if we kind of go down to the section where it says the payments, you can see that the first phase ending on November 8th, $105 per month. You get the free shipping up to $800 and extra A and B paper for $219 of value, and 20% off of any toner cartridges and paper that you decide to buy that's extra. If you wait till the next phase on November 9th, if you just wait another week, you're still going to get 0% financing and free shipping, but no longer getting that extra paper. So you're not saving that extra $219. And then if you wait until last minute, the payment goes up drastically to $145, right? So from $105 to $145 per month. And you still get free shipping and the 20% off of toner and paper, but you don't get that free paper either. So payments will go up. A lot of people, maybe have been conditioned in recent months or years that, if I just wait longer, a better sale is going to come around. I guarantee you that this sale, as it stands right now, from now till November 8th, is going to be the biggest discount that you'll ever get the entire year. So it doesn't benefit you to wait longer. Some people even, when they only found out in the last phase, they're like, oh, well, but I just found out now. I mean, that's too bad. Unfortunately, we gotta stick to our plan and our word that people that are getting in early are incentivized to do that. And then if you wait, it is only going to go up. It's not going to revert back to the first phase of the lowest discounts. It's just not going to happen because inventory is only going to be depleted. Even though we have I think ample in stock in anticipation of this big sale, but I just know that like it's gonna sell out. It happens every year. Some years worse than others in terms of like selling out way more than what we anticipated. So it's definitely gonna sell out. It's just a matter of when. And so the earlier you get in, the earlier you get into the queue of getting your machine, and obviously the biggest discounts that you get. So I can't emphasize that enough for those of you that are on this live stream and are watching and are just thinking about pulling the trigger, making sure that you get in on the first phase. That's the biggest benefit that you'll get, and the biggest advice that I can give you to make sure that you take advantage of the sale that's going on. All right, don't wait till Black Friday, right? Because Black Friday, by the time it gets to actual Black Friday after Thanksgiving, we're already in the last phase. All right. The reason why we put a Black November sale going on is to give people, a full month to make sure that they have the time. Because in the past, when we just did a sale for like 1 day on Black Friday, a lot of people don't have the time to actually, do it. And they're like, oh, well, I didn't know about it, et cetera, et cetera. Okay, now we're giving ample time. We give you a whole month to know about it. But we also want to honor the people that are, taking action and actually, moving and doing and actually taking action now rather than later. We want to reward those people that are action takers now, right? So we can't possibly honor, by the time Black Friday comes around, we can't possibly honor the first phase pricing that we have now. So make sure that you take my word that it's not going to revert back. It's just not going to happen. So make sure that you don't regret, come a week later or 10 days later, you regret not getting in on the first phase. You're still gonna get a good deal, but it's not gonna be as good if you get in now. Okay, so I think I harped on that point enough. So I think that's kind of it for the announcements and the housekeeping. The last thing we have on our list is to give away the Mighty Hoops and the Hoop Master. So we are going to give away one Hoop Master starter kit with a 5.5 inch square Mighty Hoop, as well as an additional 8x9 Mighty Hoop as well with the starter kit. So it's going to be close to $700 in value, $691 to be exact. And that's going to be given away to one lucky winner. So I'm just getting the announcement here of who that winner is going to be. We're going to be picking from Instagram, on YouTube, and on Facebook, just randomly to see who's the winner, and hopefully you put to good use this this Mighty Hoop starter kit. All right. So I'm just getting the notification that the winner is going to be Swanson Fine Arts from YouTube. So it's going to be Swanson Fine Arts from YouTube. That's going to be the winner for the starter kit. If you are there, make sure you comment. I already see that Swanson Fine Arts is commenting, but make sure you comment so you make sure you claim your prize there. All right. Okay. So yeah, there he is, Swanson Fine Arts. And congrats to you, to the one lucky winner of the Mighty Hoop starter kit, as well as the 8x9 Mighty Hoop. Hope you put that to good use. If you don't have a machine already, make sure you get one so you can put it to good use. But it's going to be super helpful for you to increase your efficiency and your productivity in your embroidery process. All right. So thank you guys so much for watching. Again, check out all of our sales on for Black November. Oh, and by the way, I forgot to mention on the shop as well, shop.ricoma.com. All of Black November is going to have sales on there as well. 10% off of heat presses, 10% off of sewing machines, vinyl cutters, and 20% off of any chroma upgrades. All right, a lot of people asked about chroma today, so if you're looking to upgrade in Chroma and you already have a machine, not looking to upgrade or buy another one at the moment, which is fine, you still have the Black November sale going on shop.ricoma.com. All right, that's where all of our heat presses and accessories and embroidery accessories, 8-in-1 device, to increase your variety. Get all of that and take advantage of the biggest sale that's happening for this year. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to be back probably sometime later on this month. For those of you that are kind of on the fence about getting into the business, I will be probably doing another live stream towards the end of this month for Black November. So it'll be 2 this month instead of 1. But this will be our first one for this month. Hopefully you guys got a lot of value out of the content that we talked about, and make sure you take advantage of anything that's going on so that you can make sure to get in early and get the biggest discounts. If you haven't done so already, make sure to follow us on all of our social channels down below. We're active on Instagram at Ricoma HQ, on TikTok at Ricoma HQ, and on YouTube as well at Ricoma HQ. A lot of content there, as I'm sure you guys are. If you're on YouTube right now, I'll be surprised if you're on YouTube right now and you haven't subscribed to our channel. Make sure you do that. We have a ton of content and videos on there to share our knowledge about the custom apparel industry. Okay, and then for the entertaining stuff, you can go to TikTok and on Instagram as well. We're pretty active there. Okay, thank you guys so much for watching, and until next time.